The 2025 FISU World University Games Summer and the setting of Messe Essen Hall number 3, Artistic Gymnastics at Rhein-Ruhr 2025. Wonderful to have your company, a wonderful sense of excitement at the arrival of a couple of Olympic champions in the Japanese team, and wondering by Canadian fans as to whether they can hold on to their lead. It's Subdivision 6, the last subdivision of men's qualification, but also, and most importantly, the last subdivision of the men's team final. Canada have held on right the way through almost 2 days of competition to still be the best performing nation. But we have got big teams, the United States of America. They made it onto the podium at the last games. So too the Republic of Korea. The squad from Chinese Taipei, packed with very high quality gymnasts. Kazakhstan likewise. The Japanese team viewed by almost everyone as the clear favourites, and the gymnasts from the People's Republic of China. We are to begin Subdivision 6, rotation number 1. Japan and the People's Republic of China starting on floor. The Chinese were the winners of the title at home in Chengdu in 2023. The USA and the Republic of Korea will be on pommel horse. Chinese Taipei and Kazakhstan on the rings. What we know so far is that the challenge for everyone is to beat Canada's score of 239.593. That is an average of about 13 1/3 per routine to secure victory. And the key principle here is the 5-4-3 principle. 5 gymnasts maximum in a team. 4 maximum may compete on any apparatus, and only 3 scores will count. Chinese Taipei starting on the rings. They will have Lin Guanyi in their ranks, somebody who is very skilled on the rings, has a number of World Cup honours. On the subject of people skilled on certain things, Patrick Hoops on the pommel horse for the United States of America. He will only perform on the pommel horse. He's absolutely a specialist, the collegiate champion from last year. And there's no shortage of top quality collegiate champions when it comes to pommel horse gymnastics in the USA. Good luck to all of them, all of these remaining teams. And there is Oka Shinosuke, the reigning Olympic all-around champion. And by the way, just in case we were lacking a suitable number of Olympic champions, how about the gentleman who won in Tokyo as well? Hashimoto Daiki is in the team. And it's a very strong Japanese squad all over. Where does the gold medal challenge come from? Could we have all 3 medalists in this last subdivision? We're going to find out soon. It's great to have your company, and it's great to be watching the gymnasts of the world at the FISU World University Games. Kai Uemura of Stanford University in the United States of America has the honour of beginning this subdivision. He will be embarking upon all-around qualification as well. More on how the qualification works in due course. The 19-year-old from Chicago in Illinois. Well, he started rather tidily, a little low there, But he's working hard through the Wendeschwings and now going into the closing stages of this performance. Nice beginning that for the United States of America and Kai Uemura. Part of the team that won the gold medal at the Pacific Rim Championships last year. This is a really fascinating final subdivision. Let's have a look at Ye Cheng of Chinese Taipei. Attends the National Taiwan Sport University, founded in 1987. Has produced medalists at the World University Games before. He will also be doing all 6 apparatus, including trying to qualify for the vault final. Smooth handstand. Smooth beginning, full stop. Swings purposefully into the dismount. He does take a couple of stumbles backwards. Nice secure strength hold. It is hard to foresee exactly who it is that's going to challenge for a place on the podium and get into that top 3. We expect Japan to lead the race, but beyond that, well, we'll just have to discover, and it will be thoroughly enjoyable finding out. 12.233 for Kai Uemura to begin. I just remind you that 1 score can be discarded if you put 4 gymnasts up. From the prestigious Juntendo University, Tsunagai Tomoharu of Japan. Part of the team that won gold at the Junior World Championships in Turkey in 2023. He will be doing floor, vault and the horizontal bar only. It's a nice double layout. He is out of bounds, but not hugely costly. Little backwards movement as Hashimoto Daiki supports on from the sidelines. This is the youngest man in the team, 19. But Juntendo University is enormously important in the world of Japanese sport, academia, and particularly in gymnastics. Final tumbling pass for Tsunagai Tomoharu. And it's very good. Great beginning. It's interesting that he's so well supported by Hashimoto Daiki, because they attended the same high school. Hashimoto is a few years older, and they're at the same university as well, the great Funabashi Municipal High School, known for its excellent young athletes. For Ye Cheng, 11.766 on the rings. Not enormously high from a difficulty standpoint. Tate Costa of the University of Illinois. Very good flares. Powerful attack The hip height is strong, the hand placement is nice. Big cheers from his teammates. Come on, Tate, let's go, they say, and he does need a little force to go up into the dismount, but it's a good start from the 21-year-old from Rhode Island. He'll be competing on the horizontal bar later, and he won the collegiate title on that apparatus last year. That feeling of a first routine done and done well. Particularly loves the horizontal bar, but he'll love having got through that comfortably. Cho Min-han of the National Central University, representing Chinese Taipei. He's having something of a breakthrough season internationally, the 22-year-old. Flickers in the handstand, holds it, controls it. Again, he's losing some tense for those adjustments. And quite a jarred landing, a few backward steps from Cho Min-han. Still, in the context of a lot of the gymnasts we have in this subdivision, very new to the international stage. Tsunagai Tomoharu, 13.066. 4/10 of penalties. Now of the United States Air Force Academy, Patrick Hoops, the reigning two-time consecutive NCAA champion on this apparatus, the best college gymnast in his country 2 years in a row. And he's been good on the international scene, very good. Lovely straight body position. He bends very little in the midsection, and he's got some difficult work with a single arm. Lovely and smooth. Lovely and smooth. Can he keep it going into a secure, controlled dismount? Here he goes, and beautifully done. That's very impressive from Patrick Hoops. That's what he's there to do, pommel horse specialist. That's the only time we'll see him in this final. He is planning to become an acquisitions officer. He's majoring in management at the Air Force Academy. And he is the Air Force Academy's first ever collegiate national champion. That's a remarkable accomplishment. The Air Force Academy is based in Colorado. .8 for Cho Min-han. It takes quite a while to get real clarity on how this competition is unfolding, but what we do know is that Tate Costa has produced a very useful number, 14.033. Here he is, Orka Shinosuke, we are honoured to have in our presence the reigning Olympic champion in all-around gymnastics, also with the team and also on the horizontal bar. A gymnast whose return to the very highest level was remarkable. He had all but disappeared internationally after the Junior World Championships in 2019. Ruptured his knee ligaments at the National Championships in 2022. And when he came back internationally, my word, did he come back internationally. Three-time Olympic champion, he's never even competed at a Senior World Championships. Was one of the most nonchalant yet precise scales we've had. It was just almost incidental looking. Never seemed in doubt, and what a pass that was, a double layout. That's very good from Orka Shinosuke. He's an undergraduate at Seisa University, which specialises in distance learning. Patrick Hoops, 14.566. That is the fourth best score we've seen with the pommel horse. The best score came from Mamikon Khachatrian of Armenia. Well, the top three all came from Armenia. 14.966. Then Hamlet Manoukian, 14.766. Then Gugit Kachikian, 14.7. But he can't be in the final because of the two per country rule. We go to Changcha Leung of Chinese Taipei, of the Fujian Catholic University. It's got an association with a lot of athletes from a lot of sports, particularly table tennis, like Lin Winru. Jonasson through to a handstand. High, well-positioned planche. His handstand again is precise looking, and his dismount is also precise looking. Yes, great beginning. Well, we were looking there at Ling Guanyi. So apologies for the graphic that misidentified him. And that is the work of somebody who is very much a specialist on the rings. 13.966. Strong score from Ling Guanyi of the National Taipei University of Education. Orka Shinosuke, 13.7. So when we just look at the overall scores that we've seen on floor, we find Orka positioned third best behind the two British gymnasts, Luke Whitehouse and Sam Mustalfi. Whitehouse far and away the strongest on floor, over 14.5. I can tell you that Kawakami Shohei of Japan scored 13.433. We're now going to join the second half of this rotation. We're looking at Park Sung-ho of the Republic of Korea team. And he's performed that first routine very well. I'll just go back to the Japanese team and let you know that not counting on floor for them was the score of Hashimoto Daiki, 13.066. But there we are looking at, just for a moment, Park Sung-ho from Seoul and the Korea National Sport University. Kazakhstan waiting to embark. They will be competing on the rings first of all. Zenola Idrisov. We really know him as a brilliant pommel horse gymnast. He will do the rings as well, and then he'll sit out the intervening apparatus and return right at the end for pommel horse. But it's an important part of the Kazakhstan team score. They need him on the rings. But he's the Junior World Championship bronze medalist on the pommel horse from 2 years ago. Does have to push hard up into the handstand. He did well to actually get back up there. And it's a steady landing, all things considered. He's done well for his team. Zenola Idrisov. Park Sung-ho scores 13.2. That is a decent opening effort from the Republic of Korea. They won the bronze medal in Chengdu. We're now with He Xiang of the Nanjing Sport Institute. 19-year-old. Oh. He's gone right out of bounds there, and I just hope that he's okay. It's a very inexperienced team put forward by the People's Republic of China. We're not even completely sure that they're actually going to enter a full set of team scores across all of the apparatus. We'll see how that unfolds, because there's been a little bit of movement of some of the intended working orders over the course of the competition in the last couple of days. Had some good work in there from He Xiang. It's unfortunate that he had that really difficult stumble off of the podium. Could have been quite unpleasant, actually. Left foot dropping down. Zenola Idrisov picks up a score of 11.3. We'll see him again right at the end on pommel horse, but he's done what his team needed. Only a 3.3 difficulty performance, but that's to be expected from somebody who very much specialises elsewhere. Kim Jae-ho, one of 3 gymnasts in this team who won a bronze medal at the last Games. He is 22, like most of the team, is from Seoul. He also attends the Korean National Sport University. As we would expect from him, the body position is straight. The form is good. Having to work quite hard now to get the legs up over the apparatus, but that seems to have subsided for now. And very easy to move up into handstand. That's such an important thing in the code of points, that the gymnast doesn't show visible effort going up into the handstand position. You can receive deductions from a 1/10 up to half a mark for visible strength having to be displayed in your move to handstand. There mustn't be pauses as well. Well, that was nice and fluid. He Xiang, 10.833. He does pick up a lot of penalty tenths, half a mark in total. This is a very different sort of team from the one that dominated in Chengdu in 2023. It's here for experience. Chen Jilong will perform on floor, and then we expect him only to return on vault. He was the bronze medalist at this year's national championships. Has been a World Cup finalist on floor, and he will have, we think, a lot of difficulty at the vaulting table. Very complex vaults, also some complex tumbling, but that comes with a cost. It's a nice double layout, plenty of height. It's quick going round in the Wenderschwings. The new, as of the start of the year, mandatory scale, mandatory balance position in men's floor. A good pike position at the end. It might be that it could have been slightly tighter, but he performed well, Chen Jilong. Student at the Guizhou Normal University. When you hear the word normal to describe academic institutions in the People's Republic of China or Chinese Taipei, much of East Asia, it means a teacher training college. It was originally established in 1941 as one of the 8 teacher training institutions in China. And sometimes they still specialise in teacher training, sometimes they've vastly expanded their remit, but that's what normal university or normal school means. 13.066, Kim Jae-ho on the pommel horse. We'll just go back to that number for Canada. 13.31 is the average of their scores. So per routine, that's what they were getting, 13.31. Of course, it naturally ebbed and flowed a bit. They were much above that on the horizontal bar. They were below it in other places. .733 for Chen Jilong. China's only due to have 2 gymnasts perform on the pommel horse in the next rotation, so that would rule them out of team contention if it is indeed to materialise in that way. We'll try to keep you up to date with everything as it's going on. Good time to be taking your seat, ready to enjoy this closing subdivision of the men's team final at Rheinruhr 2025. The women's competition begins tomorrow. We've got a full day. The women's team final all decided over 4 subdivisions, taking place from 10 o'clock in the morning right the way through to around about 10 p.m. at night. Hope you'll be able to be with us for all of the action. We'll begin the coverage with the team component at around 1 o'clock. The first subdivision will be devoted only to individuals, just as was the case yesterday with the first subdivision of the men. Just in case you forget where you are, have a big Rhine-Ruhr 2025 reminder. Well, I mean, there are some serious moves. Or some moves, anyway. We're going to have a look now at Ryu Sung-hyun of the Korea National Sport University. He's one of the gymnasts who won a bronze medal with the team in Chengdu, and he also won a bronze on floor. And he's off. Well, what we've seen so far for the Republic of Korea has been very promising on the pommel horse. 13.2 from Park Sung-ho, 13.066 from Kim Jae-ho. But Moon Gon-young scored 10.7, and they will be really hoping not to count that as a score. But this means that they will definitely be counting a routine with a fall as one of their 18 scoring routines. Well, that has been very problematic for the Republic of Korea. They made such a strong start. It was anything like the ideal dismount. Ryu Sung-hyun with a score of 11.166. So that will be a counting score for the Republic of Korea on pommel horse. What we're going to show you here is the standings as though every single team were competing at the same time, including all of the ones who've performed so far in earlier subdivisions. The USA in the lead at the moment. Great work on the pommel horse. Japan in second place. Already the USA with over a mark and a half advantage, but there's a long way to go. Teams like Portugal, for example, in fourth place here, they will fade away because they didn't have as strong a finish to the competition as they had a start. Canada, seventh place on that current leaderboard. We just remind ourselves they were the best performing team coming into this subdivision. So we know the Canadians will have a very strong finish to their campaign. I hope all of that made some degree of sense. What does that mean? Well, now we'll have Chinese Taipei at the vaulting table. We'll have the United States of America over on the rings, and they will not have the luxury of a discarded score on rings because they've got Patrick Hoops in their team who only does the pommel horse. For the rest of the team, they've got to have 4 performing or at best 3 performing, and Tate Costa will not be on the rings either. So that means all 3 gymnasts for the USA on rings will have counting scores, so not much margin for error, no margin for error, frankly. Japan will be on the pommel horse. Too early to extrapolate a lot, but it certainly has been a very fine start from the United States of America. Patrick Hoops, 4th best in pommel horse qualification. Tate Costa the 9th best. And Colt Walker was their other scorer, 13.166. They didn't use the 12.233 from Kai Uemura. Canadians hoping they might hold on, they might get onto the podium. They couldn't have done more. And I think it's important to remind ourselves that we know Canada will finish strongly, because we've had the opportunity to see their final rotation on the horizontal bar. That is the relaxed demeanour of gymnasts who have already completed their qualification campaigns. And that sense of international camaraderie. They'll be Southeast Asian rivals, those two, but they're friends at the World University Games. Zhang Qialong of the Fujian Catholic University. This is the institution I was talking about earlier. Fujian means assistance and benevolence. It's the oldest Catholic university in the Chinese-speaking world. He vaults well, with some complexity too. And that is interesting. The first indication to come that we're going to see vault scores that will transform teams' standings, because we had a lot of 4-point-something difficulty scores early on in the competition, and we've just seen something well beyond that. We'll come back to that in a moment. This is Kawakami Shohei over on the pommel horse, part of the team that won silver in Chengdu. He's got his sights set on gold this time. Up to the handstand. Straight into the big flares. Watching for the height of the hips. Technically sound. He loses the leg form a tiny amount, but it's quite inconsequential because of how quickly he got back to ideal position, breaking into the flares once more. Lots of complexity, lots of strength. And lots of fluidity into that dismount, pirouetting round gracefully, Kawakami Shohei. He won the all-around bronze medal at the prestigious NHK Trophy earlier this year. That's one of Japan's showpiece all-around competitions. Zhang Qialong, 13.566. Well, it was actually a 4.4 difficulty score, but it was just very well executed. But we will see greater complexity to come. Alex Nitaji of the United States of America. Second handstand looking a little more assured than the one before. Oh, problems there, and he's had to massively reset that. That will regrettably impact his execution score a great deal. And it's amazing that he managed to get that quality of dismount out of it. Kawakami Shohei picking up a score of 12.866. Cho Min-han of the National Central University. It's one of 6 research universities selected by the Ministry of Education. And that looked good. Got plenty of distance away from the vaulting table. Decent contact on the table and pretty central as well in how he landed. Alex Nitaje, 11.1 on the ring. So this is interesting. We're seeing, probably as expected, that the USA might struggle to produce the sort of numbers it did on pommel horse on the rings, but that's understandable. This is Kai Uemura. He made the rings final at the Junior World Championships in Turkey. Competes for the excellent Stanford Cardinals. What a beautiful handstand that was. There he needed a fraction to reset. Oh, very high impact dismounts from Kai Uemura. He intends to major in human biology at university. That's the Yonasan to Yamawaki sequence. He looks very tidy. Small landing adjustment. 0.1 bonus available, as I'm sure many of you know, for most of the men's apparatus if you don't move the feet on the landing. 13.7 for Cho Min Han. 4.8 difficulty score. That's what I was alluding to. The difficulty might be starting to creep up in some of the vaulting that we're looking at compared to those earlier subdivisions. Second opportunity to see Orka Shinosuke. He started with 13.7 on 4, one of the best qualifying scores. Silver medalist on the pommel horse at the Junior World Championships 6 years ago, but he's had some difficulty there. I can't believe that he's managed to keep that going. It will cost, but he amazingly contorted his way out of that. Now he's into the flares and the rhythm is strong. Support coming on from the Japanese team on the sidelines. That was a little problematic, and yes, he just couldn't keep going. He was fighting a losing battle for a long time there, and it was an incredible effort. Well, we're getting some surprises. You can't fault the determination to keep that going. But the reigning Olympic all-around champion is off the pommel horse. Very interesting indeed. Kai Uemura, 12.2. That will be a counting score for the United States of America on the rings. We go to Stanford University's Colt Walker from Austin in Texas. part of the team that won the gold medal at the Pan American Games in Santiago in 2023. He's majoring in mechanical engineering and has been a scholar athlete at Stanford. To the planche. To a steady-looking handstand. Jonasson to another handstand, also steady-looking. And he twists around well. Little landing adjustments from Colt Walker. He's the oldest on the team at 24.
Pick it up, man. Very silent. Go, man.
The American team was so popular in Chengdu at the last games. The Chinese crowd loved watching them. 12 for Oka Shinosuke. That means that the 12.866 for Kawakami Shohei will count. Now, sometimes having one Olympic all-around champion in your ranks just isn't enough. So let's bring out Hashimoto Daiki, the winner from the games before in Tokyo. Part of the team that competed in Chengdu. Those are incredibly powerful flares. Now into scissoring to handstand. The Japanese want this team title so much. It means an enormous amount. Wendeschwings were great. Travels right across, cutting out the middle section of the horse. And he deals with that routine stylishly. Hashimoto Daiki. That's exactly the point I was making. Points to the flag, the Hinomaru on his chest. Wants to get the crowd making some noise behind him. They care so much about team honours, the Japanese. The Paris title was vital for their morale. You often get the sense with Japan that they care more about winning the team honours than they do the individual ones, particularly at this event. 13.166 is Colt Walker's score on the rings. He performs well. Exactly the same scores he produced on the pommel horse. To Ye Chung of the National Taiwan Sport University in Chinese Taipei. A very skilled vaulter. And there's the evidence of it. Controlled, very central. He will be going for qualification for the vault final, the only member of the Chinese Taipei squad. .066, 4.8 difficulty vault. And I can tell you that he then produced a 13.233 for his second vault, putting him in 4th place in vault qualification. Hashimoto Daiki, 14.366 on the pommel horse. After a slightly slow start by his standards on floor, that's a big pommel horse routine. It makes it very likely that we will see him in the pommel horse final. He's currently the 5th best qualifier. He and Oka are the two going, unsurprisingly, along with Kawakami Shohei, for all-around qualification. Now to the second half of rotation number 2. Kazakhstan will go to vault. The Kazakhstan team will have Asan Salimov and Altinkan Temirbek going for the vault final. Republic of Korea are on the rings. They had some very good moments in their first rotation. They also had an uneven sense of what they could accomplish on the pommel horse. It was a mixed bag. There we have confirmation. The People's Republic of China will only put 2 gymnasts up on the pommel horse. That's what we expected. So that will rule them out of team contention. It was not their priority. They made clear it was about experience. Dmitry Patanin of Karaganda State University, one of the largest in the country. Oh, that's delightful. We've seen higher difficulty vaulting, but in terms of crispness, lovely. To Ryu Sang-hyun. The story is so well documented, as was that Iron Cross. Talk about well documented, that was crystal clear for the judges that he was in control. His father initially didn't want him to become a gymnast, and then when he saw the passion that he had for it, worked incredibly hard. Used to spend all of his money on trying to make sure his son had enough to eat, and when his son was away at training he would barely have enough to feed himself. When he was alone, his father would eat only rice and cabbage. Wanted so much for his young man to get the opportunities. Wanted his son to have the best chance in life, and now he is at the Korean National Sport University. Now he's become the first athlete to compete at 2 Olympic Games while representing them. What an incredible young man Ryu Sang-hyun is. Dmitry Patanin picks up a 13.933 with a high execution score on vault. He Xiang of the Nanjing Sport Institute. Nanjing is in the east of China. It's one of the 4 great ancient capitals. It's considered the birthplace of modern Chinese sport, actually. The first national games were held there in 1910. He's got a nice sense of fluidity. There's some very good young Chinese pommel horse gymnasts out there at the moment, dotted around the international scene. He Xiang was part of the team that won gold at the Chinese Youth Games in Shanxi in 2021. And he remembers watching Beijing 2008, the Olympic Games, as a 3-year-old. Got under his skin, wanted to get out there and start leaping around like the folk he saw on television. But all indications are that the Chinese will not be attempting to defend their team title from Chengdu. Here at Rhine-Ruhr 2025, the focus is on these gymnasts who don't get a great deal of international exposure. 13.533 is a secure number. Ryu Sung-hyun picks up a score of 13.033 on the rings. Kim Jae-ho will be the next gymnast from the Republic of Korea on this apparatus. He's got a couple of medals from the Asian Championships, one with the team, one on vault. Into the Maltese cross, into the regular classic lion cross. To many people, the most iconic of the still rings moves, one of the most iconic of all gymnastics moves. No doubting that he's got control. It wasn't a routine that ever gave one a sense of trepidation. Kim Jae-ho, very secure. We'll go to Kazakhstan at the vaulting table. Melting Kantemirbek of the South Kazakhstan Pedagogical University. It's named after a former school teacher who became the Deputy Minister for Culture of Kazakhstan, Deputy Minister Zhanibekov. This is a gymnast who won the silver medal on vault at the Junior Asian Championships last year. What's he got in store for us? It's on the wild side. Never really looked as though he was fully in control. Let's have a look again. 1.5 twisting Kasamatsu vault, and he is well away from landing that, regrettably. Doesn't look as though the placement is right. He starts the sideways drift straight away coming off the vaulting table. It's a shame because he's a very good young vaulter. He's only 19, we've got to give him time. 12.5 for Kim Jae-ho. Not an enormously difficult routine, but one that had clarity. We go to Park Sung-ho of the Korea National Sport University. It was founded in 1977. It's where the national team gymnasts train centrally as well, so they study there, but they also have it as their club. The Yonason into the Yamawaki. And for those of you new to still rings terminology, as this dismount is nicely, almost nicely performed. That was a delayed stumble backwards, but the Yonason is the forward swing with the legs in the pike position, stretched out, and the Yamawaki with the knees tucked into the chest. Seemed as though he was almost there. At least he stayed on his feet, but it will carry quite a heavy series of tenths. for that big landing adjustment. 12.433 for that vault for Altinkan Temirbek. He loses full mark for putting the hands down. It will affect his bid to get into the vault final as well. Hasan Salimov, he will try to get into the vault final too. 21-year-old, he was in the Kazakhstan team that was sixth at the Asian Games in Hangzhou. He was the first reserve for the vault final by literally hundreds of a mark. And he has performed a beautiful roche. Well, that was very special. Held it, a treat. Lovely to watch. Picks up the 0.1 bonus for sticking it. 14.2. Hasan Salimov delivering Jorge Roche's vault. He Junhua of the Guangzhou Sport University. Team bronze medalist with Guangdong at the National Championships this year. He again is demonstrating real rapidity and good control. He's a quick gymnast. Has a little reset, a sense of a slight pause, maybe not a reset, but just hesitation going up into the dismount. Otherwise, not a great deal to report. Just to let you know that Hasan Salimov's second vault is 13.866 is scored by He Junhua. So 13.866 for the gymnast from China. As I was saying, Hasan Salimov's second vault, 12.8. He had some problems. And as a result, he's only in 6th place for vault qualification. And that's unfortunate after that lovely roche to get us started. We are close to finding ourselves at the 1/3 mark of this final subdivision. 11.733 for Park Sung-ho. And we go to So Jung-won of Kyunggil University. That is in Gyeongsang, very near Daegu in the south of the Republic of Korea. And he is the national champion on the rings. He's actually the only reigning national champion from the Korea Republic team here. Isn't that a nice Maltese cross? And the inverted cross. We've seen that less commonly. And again, as he goes into the Maltese, finger point opens up the palms of the hands, and again opening them up, stretching the fingers out. Shows the degree of strength and control that he has. Tidy from So Jung-won. We didn't see him on the pommel horse. Has started his competition in this rotation. He also won't do the horizontal bar. Lovely sense of geometry there, very precise line, running at a right angle to the rings. And there is his inverted cross. was a well-executed performance. It brings us to the end of the rotation. To give you a sense of how the scoreboard is looking in a moment or two. But first of all, we need this number in for So Jung-won. And thank you so much if you've been with us throughout the whole day, even the whole 2 days of the men's team final. I really hope you've been enjoying it. He'll enjoy that score, 14.233 for So Jung-won. And I can tell you that that is the best score that we've seen on the rings so far, by just over 0.2 of a mark ahead of William Emar, the Canadian. What do we know then? Japan now into a leading position, only just over Ukraine, with Chinese Taipei in 3rd place, the USA in 4th, Republic of Korea down in 8th position. But that is a very much more expected state of the leaderboard, with Japan sitting up at the top, but it's very close. Again, I just remind you the Canadians are quite low down at the moment, but they may well make a move up based on what we saw from them later on in the competition. The long and the short of what I'm trying to tell you is I don't really know. Nor do we need to at this stage. We should just sit back and enjoy it, because whenever we get to watch Hashimoto Daiki, it's a pleasure. Whenever we get to watch the reigning champion Oka Shinosuke, all of the action coming to you from Messe Essen Hall number 3, part of an intricate network of sports taking place at these games in adjacent chambers and corridors. Take a wrong turn, you'll find yourself in the judo venue, table tennis, fencing, and so on and so on. There's always something to see, always something to enjoy. Taekwondo athletes milling around with the gymnasts, with goodness knows who else. It feels like a real multi-sport environment. It's lovely. The United States of America, Japan and Chinese Taipei are going to kick off this 3rd rotation. Chinese Taipei on the parallel bars, the USA at the vaulting table. Nobody will be attempting vault qualification for the final for the USA, and then Japan will be on rings. So that's worth reflecting on. Japan has still got vault to come. And parallel bars, which they are just a bit on the tasty side at. Oh, and they do finish on the horizontal bar, Japan, where they've got the last 2 Olympic horizontal bar champions and the reigning junior world champion. It's not a bad lineup, one might say. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's try as best we can to focus on the action which is to come right now. Here we go then. It is rotation number 3. to the still rings, to the still dangerous Japanese team, despite the fact their advantage at the top of the leaderboard is narrow. Kawakami Shohei of Seisei University, with its headquarters in Hokkaido, the beautiful northernmost of Japan's major islands. But it is a distance learning establishment. His job will be to try to create more distance between the Japanese team and everyone else. That's an elegant opening out into the cross. Also a very nice inverted cross. Small overarch in the handstand lasts for a fraction of a second, no more. Purposeful Jonassen up to handstand. Well, that's not a bad start, is it? Not bad at all. They certainly think so. How good it feels when your first gymnast produces that, and you know that it gives you a little license, it gives you a little breathing space, because one score can be taken away. Kawakami Shohei. To Lin Guanyi of the National Taipei University of Education, a teacher training institution set up in 1895 in the north of the region. He returns to the World University Games. We've just been looking at the Japanese team. Well, this is a gentleman who grew up idolising the great Uchimura Kohei. And he has to show some real core strength to get back up into that handstand. It's had its moments, it's had its tribulations, but it has a good dismount. Even though he was a little low, a little piked on the landing, it was very light and stable. Now assisting his teammate Chang Jialong to get his preparations exactly right, and he's very good on the parallel bars. Kawakami Shohei with a nice start for Japan, 13.6 on the rings. Just to set that into the context of all that we've seen so far, that's the 6th best ring score of the entire competition. Alex Nitaji. He will now vault for the United States of America. Silver medalist on vault at the Winter Cup to start off the American domestic season. And he also won honours on vault at the DTB Pokal, an event that takes place in this country. Well, it never looked quite right from the moment that he set off the vaulting table. Up and he seems to be okay. Let's have a look back. The Yurchenko entry doesn't get any sort of meaningful connection on the table. There's a sense of a hand skidding, of almost a compressed feel to that vault. That's really unfortunate. But again, we remind ourselves that The USA will be able to discard one vault. They've got 4 gymnasts competing on the apparatus. Key thing here is that he's okay. Lin Guanyi, 11.5. Chang Xiaolong of Fujian Catholic University. It is a pioneering institute even in the region of problem-based learning in its medical school. Very interesting thing to look at if you've not come across the idea of problem-based learning before, particularly in higher education. Some good work side on. Lots of strength going back up into the handstand. And sadly a jarred landing, and then unfortunately ending up supine. He is the gymnast who won the World Schools Games, the Gymnasiad title a few years ago. Alex Nitaji. Although from Illinois, he was raised in Tennessee at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln now. We'll come back to his score when we have it. We'll go to Hashimoto Daiki, the great Jundai, Juntendo University. Famous not just for its gymnasts, but its many Olympic participants, medalists and champions. At Chengdu in 2023, Hashimoto Daiki was part of the team that won silver, but then he had to withdraw injured from the all-around and the rest of the competition. So there's a sense of unfinished business for him. Interesting to see the way this competition is developing, to see their growing confidence in the stands. He looks in very good spirits, Hashimoto Daiki. Held on nicely. A rather happy smile at the conclusion of that. Chang Xiaolong scores 11.8. So some parallel bars issues for Chinese Taipei. That will count as one of their scores off the 11.5 of Lin Guanyi. Effort required to hold on to that, which he managed well, Tate Costa. As he lands, he leaned towards the right-hand side, but he stabilised it well. He's reappearing in the competition after not having been part of the rings rotation. There'll be more complicated vaulting, certainly, but execution-wise, it should do quite well. Hashimoto, 14.033 on the rings. To Orka Shinosuke. I should point out, by the way, that with 3 Japanese gymnasts all doing all-around qualification, and only 2 being able to get into the final, there's a very real possibility that we could end up with one of the last 2 Olympic champions not actually qualifying for the all-around final at the World University Games. And that makes this rings routine extremely important for Orka Shinosuke, because I'm looking at the sort of numbers Hashimoto has produced and Kawakami Shohei. It could be rather close. If you've ever wondered why his name is Shinosuke, his dad was a huge fan of Abe Shinosuke, the director of the Yomiuri Giants baseball team. And he named his son that, hoping that he would become a superstar. Worked. It's a very controlled and fluid motion. He hops back, had to splay the legs slightly in order to bring that under control, but it was very good. You get the feeling, to be honest, at the moment, the Japanese men aren't really thinking about themselves individually. They're just building team score after team score after team score. And that they'll probably worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. Job number 1, get the team gold medal back to Japan. Tate Costa with a 12.7 score on vault, only a 3.6 difficulty, as we suggested earlier. It was one of the lighter difficulty vaults, but a 9.1 execution score is an example of making the most out of it as best he could. Cho Min Han will now go to the parallel bars, where Chinese Taipei have not had the most secure time of things. What a lovely dismount from Cho Min Han. Chinese Taipei working towards the end of their parallel bars rotation. It's amazing to think that we're so close already to the halfway stage of this subdivision. The time is flying by. It's been very enjoyable gymnastically. And it's very enjoyable from a statistical point of view as well, looking at where the marks might be won and lost and where the medals might be won and lost. What of Orka Shinosuke? 13.666. It's a very good score. What kind of clarity does it bring us on the state of play with Japan's all-around qualifiers? Well, not much at this stage. This is becoming a very intriguing subplot, actually. Xu Minhan, 12.733. An important score for Chinese Taipei on the parallel bars. Now, just to go back to earlier activity, Park Sung-ho's score on the rings has gone up to 12.533. And I think we had that initially as an 11.733. If that's the case, that's a very substantial change. But certainly 12.533 is the score. Now, what is to come? We have the People's Republic of China competing as individuals, and they're paired with the Japanese because they won the gold medal and Japan won the silver at the last games in Chengdu, but the Chinese won't be producing a full set of team results, but they'll be on the rings now. The Republic of Korea, they will vault, and will be particularly interested in the performance of someone like Kim Jae-ho, who has been a medalist at the Asian Championships on the apparatus. Kazakhstan will be over on the parallel bars. We are glimpsing there in the foreground Yu Yang, and then just behind him Liu Hengyu. Different Liu Yang from the Olympic champion, two-time Olympic champion on the rings, a 25-year-old from Hunan province. And he'll be coming into play on the rings. Last preparations being conducted by Team Kazakhstan to get the bars chalked exactly as they want them to be. After these next few performances, we'll be at the halfway mark. Moon Gon-young of the Daegu Health College. He's only 19, he's the youngest in the team. Are the team that came fourth at the Asian Championships. Well, that was good. That was very good. A nice vault with plenty of amplitude. It's easy to see why he breaks into a big smile. Pride of representing one's nation as well as one's academic institution. Hexiang, Nanjing Sport Institute, and the People's Republic of China. He was so interesting to watch at the Junior World Championships a couple of years ago. Had a difficult beginning on floor, then performed solidly on the pommel horse. He really works hard to steady that handstand. There was a groan in the crowd. They thought that was coming to an end. And that's a great dismount after the strength required to hold the handstand. He composure shown. He's been the junior all-around national champion. That's a mighty accomplishment in the People's Republic of China. It's an incredibly deep pool of very good gymnasts to be triumphant over. There we go, 14.433 from Moon Gon-young. .2 difficulty vault. Diaz Toishibek of the Kazakh Academy of Sport and Tourism. He's been more known for his pommel horse success in World Cup competition than parallel bars. Double pike to conclude was very tidy looking. Nice work from the 24-year-old gymnast who made his World Championship debut in Antwerp a couple of years ago. A little bending of the knees in the pike position will carry a small deduction. .166, He on the rings. We've seen a good start from the Republic of Korea on vault. Not that that's a surprise. This is Kim Jae-ho now. A continental medalist, and he will vault twice. He'll be attempting to get into the vault final. I think he's the only gymnast in the Korea Republic squad who'll be trying to do that. Very good. Real complexity and skill of execution. Kasamatsu vaulting, around he goes, easily wrapping back to face the table. Seemed to have plenty of time. Well, he didn't seem to have plenty of time, he did have plenty of time. It was extremely impressive. The vault board was indicating that he was going to do a Kasamatsu 1.5, if my reading of the vault codes is correct, but he actually put an extra 4/10 of difficulty in, make it into the double. 12.366 for Toishibek. Dmitry Patanin. He has been twice a World Cup medalist this year on this apparatus. He's making this look as though he's very much controlling things, as though there's a lot of time. Does have some problems with that tip belt. Moment of hesitation. Did he actually come to rest on the bars? Not so sure, but he certainly didn't smoothly go up into the handstand. Dmitry Patanin. Let's have a look back at some of this work. At its best, it was extremely commanding. But I just wonder about the security of the Tippelt. Kim Jae-ho, there's confirmation of the 5.2 difficulty score, 14.4. This is going to transform where the Republic of Korea is on the leaderboard. Yoo Hung-yu of Shanxi University. This is the only thing we're going to see from him. But he was the bronze medalist at the Chinese Individual Championships last year on the rings. Up into a nice planche. Drops down low and comes up into the Maltese. It's all quite tidy. Again, moves up into the planche well. Jonassen through to handstand. Nicely brings it to a stop. Coming back out into the Maltese and into the iron cross. Decent symmetry. And he doesn't have much landing adjustments. A bit of a hop. Good to watch that. Shanxi province is in the north of China. The name literally means west of the mountains because it is to the west of the Taihang mountain range. He was fifth on rings at this year's national championships, but as I mentioned, bronze in the Chinese individual championships last year. Dmitry Patanin, 12.3. Yes, the execution does take a hit, suggesting that he may have had a full mark deduction for the Tippelt. We've seen that a few times at these games, gymnasts sitting down on the bar when they're attempting the Tippelt skill and it counting as a full mark deduction. Yu Yang, 14.166. Well, isn't that a nice score? And let's just take a moment to take stock of the rings qualifiers. That's the third best that we've seen, and that puts him into the final. So we now have confirmed rings qualifiers because that's it for the rings. Orka Shinosuke has made it in. We've got William M.R. in there. And many others, more to come on that. Japan are now ahead of the Republic of Korea, who've flown up into second place because of their impeccable work at the vaulting table. Canada have moved up a couple of places, but Japan now have a 1.2 or thereabouts gap at the end of rotation 3. I don't think we've seen the last of changing positions, of fluctuations. But Japan doing a very fine job. We're into the closing stages of the entire men's team competition at Rhein-Ruhr 2025. can tell you, by the way, that the Republic of Korea and Spain are quite close on the leaderboard. Not much of a gap between second and third. The Spaniards, though, if my memory serves me correctly, did drift away a little as the competition went on. Now, Japan will go to rotation number 4, and they're on vault. So, we could see that advantage increase. We really could see it increase, actually. The Spaniards, they finished on horizontal bar and floor. They didn't produce enormous numbers on either, around the 13s or high 12s. And Japan's certainly capable of performing really well on this apparatus. This really could be where they start to seal it, start to grab control. I mean, if you're a fan of the Japanese team and you're looking at what's still to come, you'll be thinking, vault, parallel bars, horizontal bar. I like the sound of that very much. That's where we can pick up big numbers. What can the USA do on the parallel bars? We'll find out in due course. USA parallel bars, Chinese Taipei on the horizontal bar. Japan, as mentioned earlier, at the vaulting table. So then, we are into the last portion of this 2-day-long men's team final. At the Messe Essen, it's time to stop guessing, and it's time to discover who is going to take the team gold. It's so interesting, isn't it, to watch the different ways that elite level athletes prepare in the moments before they actually perform. How they like to go about being in a state of absolute readiness. Everyone's got their own unique, idiosyncratic way of preparing. We all have our peculiarities. We all have the ways that we bring the best out of ourselves. Yes, coaches have got to bring the best out of us, but we've got to personally bring the best out of ourselves. And the athlete has to take responsibility for finding their own system for being ready, whether that's having a chat with people, whether it's sitting down on the ground, whether it's visualizing. All that matters is that it works. Tsurugai Tomoharu will be the lead-off gymnast on vault for the Japanese, seeking to recapture the team title at the World University Games. And that is a fine start. They won the gold medal at Napoli in 2019. That was the last time the Japanese had their hands on the title. Kasamatsu 1.5, 4.8 difficulty vault. It will have a execution score, one imagines, around 9 or above. Tate Costa on the parallel bars for the United States of America. And he was slightly offline, strikes the bar and comes down. He's a really philosophical young gentleman, though. He's actually said his favourite thing about gymnastics is how easily the sport can humble you. And he finds that it's a good thing to have in your life, something that teaches you humility. And those are wise words from a young gentleman. And that's a very good dismount from Tate Costa. Spectators at the Messias in hall number 3. Gripped by the action, as I'm sure you are too, as we pass beyond 8 o'clock in the evening. When we look at the gentleman from Rhode Island.
ILL, let's go.
A major in statistics with a minor in mathematics. Sunagai, 13.966. And he did indeed get a 9.166 for execution. Ye Cheng of the National Taiwan Sport University for a Chinese Taipei team. Now on the horizontal bar. This is his second consecutive World University Games. He's going to need to build up a greater sense of swingfulness. It's all controlled and contained so far, and there he gets what he needs to produce that dismount. Lovely the way he exploded into that big swing to conclude. He was part of the team that came fourth at the Asian Championships this year. Held it nicely, looked delighted about it. .433 for Tate Costa. Let's stay with the United States of America and Kai Uemura of Stanford University. University founded in 1885 by railroad magnate Leland Stanford, the 8th governor of California. As gosh, Kai Uemura had a difficult time with things. For the United States of America, that means that they're going to be taking some significant deductions and having to carry them as scoring routines. Comes back with composure to hit the straddle front somersault. And the Babzar, he really went from one end to t'other rapidly. It's a nice dip belt. Eases through it. That actually had a lot of components of a lovely routine. He said in the past that he likes to try to imagine that all competition is essentially just a practice. That's his way of coping. We were discussing it at the start and thinking about the different ways athletes handle the moments before competition, when he tells himself it isn't a competition, it's just a training session. Chung picks up a score of 12.6. He gets the 0.1 bonus for hitting that dismount. doesn't have his big release and regrasp work, but it had security of execution. Kawakami Shohei is the next gymnast to vault for Japan, and he is the only one on their team due to attempt to qualify for the vault final. Yeah, that ought to do the trick. Oh, gosh. Well, well, well. Yurchenko and the double pike work. Well, that is 14.4. Japan are going to do some very exciting things, I think, to the scoreboard for them. Kaio Imura, 12.066. Alex Nitaji of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Showing some very nice stillness in his handstands. Does take some paces there, and that's a great reset. 0.1 goes for every single pace with the hands. And there was more as well because of the loss of the handstand position. Incredible control at the end. What a save from Alex Nitaji. So often gymnasts struggle to hit the dismount after they've had to show a lot of strength making a save like that, but it was never in doubt, was it? Xiaomin Han will be the next gymnast from Chinese Taipei to attack the horizontal bar. He is here because he won the all-around silver medal at the National Intercollegiate Athletic Games to book his place at Rhine-Ruhr 2025. Big pressure competition that for him, and he performed so well. It's a fitting reward in what's been something of a breakthrough season. But Coleman lacks sharpness of shape. Could only get one arm back towards the bar. Just making sure the numbers reattach properly. Kachev has a good first Big skill to get through, and then the straddle catch after the resumption. He did lose completely his leg form. Did well to keep the swing going, but he has to take some rather empty swings and concludes it well. Real case of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Some great moments, some costly moments. Alex Nataji, 12.766. That might have been a much lower score had he not had the skills to make a save that was improbable looking. Is it going to be another big number from Japan on vault? Hashimoto Daiki, the Olympic champion in all-around gymnastics from Tokyo, from his home games. Yes, well, the answer is clear. It is going to be another very big score. A Lopez vault. Double Kasamatsu, round he goes. He's so effortlessly round in the double twist. Look at that, I mean, he's practically in a different postcode compared to the vaulting table. .466. The time to really start to worry about how well Japan is doing is when they look this relaxed. They are breezing through the business end of the competition, looking as though they're at a training session. That's when you really have to worry about a team, because they are in absolute control. And when I say worry about them, I mean worry about the fact that you can't get near them, not worry that they're going to let it slip away. The Hinomaru, the flag of Japan, getting ready to fly. The Canadian flag behind it, because Canada must not be forgotten. They've been in the foreground of this competition throughout. Amazing accomplishment to lead right the way through to the final subdivision, having been in the first team subdivision. Wherever Canada ultimately finishes, they've done superbly. They've seen off many a fine challenger. But the Japanese are sensing their time is coming, and they're going to get more team success at the World University Games. We have seen some alarmingly skillful vaults from Japan. Excitingly skillful vaults. Kawakami Shohei, by the way, has dropped into second place in vault qualification behind the reigning World University Games champion, Ukraine's Nazar Cheperny. 14.3 to 14.216. The great young Swiss gymnast Luca Murabito is in third place. Kawakami, by the way, only had a 4.4 difficulty for his second vault. 10.866 for Cho Min Han. hope you're enjoying all of the action so far from the 2025 FISU World University Games Summer and Rhein-Ruhr. We're with the People's Republic of China, and they are at the vaulting table. Junhua. Looks like he's strayed out of the tram lines. The 22-year-old from the Guangxi Autonomous Region in the far south of China, bordering Vietnam. Not somebody with a lot of international experience at all. This is a big occasion for him. Dmitry Patanin will go to the horizontal bar for Team Kazakhstan. Seem to connect with the bar there. Produces a good straight Kachev. And the traditional straddle Kachev, the original. For many people, what will always be the Kachev they think of. And right at the end of that dismount, a piking of the body. And he did okay to keep it under control. Junhua with a 13.333 score. Did pick up 3 penalty tenths. Now we go to He Xiang, attempting all-around qualification, but having to play catch-up a bit after a tough floor routine at the start. Does take a step out of bounds and trying to stabilise that landing. We're going to see He Xiang finish his campaign on the horizontal bar, where he was the silver medalist at the Junior World Championship, so that will be interesting to watch. He's been the junior national champion as well. But as I've been saying throughout, the focus of the People's Republic of China here with their gymnastics squad is about international experience. In Chengdu it was about a star-studded lineup trying to take gold, which they did. 11.3, Dmitry Patanin on the horizontal bar for Kazakhstan. And we're going to remain on that apparatus. Hasan Salimov represents the Kazakh Academy of Sports and Tourism, the leading institute for physical culture and sports. Is in Almaty, the sporting capital of Kazakhstan. A good amount of amplitude on his first Kachev, and certainly on his second. Gymnasts can get deductions of 0.1 or 0.3 for low amplitude on their flight elements. Quite upright as he landed. That's a job decently done for Hasan Salimov. He'll do everything apart from pommel horse right at the end. that's when we'll see Zenola Idrisov return. Obviously, he will have aspirations to get a place in the final. Heshang, 13.266. Now to Chen Jilong. We haven't seen him since floor, and he is going to attempt 2 vaults for a place in the vault final. And I'll let you know how the second vault goes if we don't have the opportunity to scrutinise it. Because that was a big one. Now, this is a gymnast who I mentioned earlier on, who has the joint highest 2-vault difficulty in the world at the moment. Just in case you couldn't tell that he does very difficult vaulting. Gosh. Sukahara, double back tuck with the full twist. That is an immensely difficult vault. That should receive a 5.6 for difficulty. .633 is Hasan Salimov's horizontal bar score. Diaz Stoishibek now will go to the horizontal bar. Khan Temirbek, in fact, is the gymnast competing. We misidentified him. Apologies for that. And he has a nice smoothness to his dismount. He's a gymnast aspiring for all-around qualification. .5. That's a brilliant performance. Now we're over on the parallel bars with the team from the Republic of Korea. Park Sung-ho. There's been a change to the Republic of Korea lineup. Park Sung-ho is not due to compete on the parallel bars, but has replaced Ryu Sang-hyun. He controls his dismount quite well. That's a decent job done by a gymnast who wasn't expecting to perform on this apparatus. Antikan Tamirbek, 12.1. And I'll just... well, I'll come back to the vaulting situation once we've seen this routine from Diaz Toishibek, the Kazakh Academy of Sport and Tourism. Casino had a break of the leg form, but he managed to keep the swing going. Coleman also wasn't tidy and, yes, never looked fully in control of either of his release and regrasps. Great effort, bold gymnastics, but he was scrabbling for the bar there. He concludes well after taking a full mark deduction. His facial expression tells you all you need to know. We're getting to see some performances from the Kazakhstan team that we don't often get to see out on the World Cup circuit, where they're more known for certain apparatus. But obviously the team needs here have necessitated them doing things they're not necessarily hugely used to doing internationally. Park Sung-ho, 13.766. Hasn't he done well, considering that he wasn't originally due to perform on that apparatus? Now I'll just give you an update on that impressive gentleman from China, Chen Jilong, because his second vault scored 13.833, so he's the third best vault qualifier. Moon Gon-young of the Republic of Korea will now go to the parallel bars. Last moments of the parallel bars rotation for the Republic of Korea team. Some slightly awkward moments here and there, but the straddle front somersault was not one of them. Nor was the Babzar. The Tippelt also has a display of control. There's a lot going on here, lots of big skills being produced in this routine. That should be a very high scoring parallel bars display. It's going to help the team enormously. Difficulty wise, that could be very competitive. Oh, it's more than competitive, 14.066. A 5.6 difficulty score is the highest that we've actually seen at these games. Diaz Toishibek, 12.033. And we are now getting ready to embark upon the next rotation. Japan have now moved to an advantage of almost 3 marks over the Republic of Korea. That's an excellent lead that the Japanese have got. Canada, as we expected from what we saw earlier from them, are moving up the standings. The USA down in 7th place. But it really, frankly, seems like Japan's to control fully. It's just going to be interesting to see where Canada ultimately places, considering that they were leading after the previous subdivision. They've been leading since the first subdivision. So we know that it is only teams from this particular group that can surpass the Canadians. Well, just in case you didn't think Japan had a big enough advantage, now they're going to go to the parallel bars. Two rotations to come. It is the start of the penultimate rotation. We go to Kai Uemura on the horizontal bar. The United States of America moving to the apparatus and being led off by their under-16 national champion from a few years ago. Making a good effort to get up into a good vertical handstand position and not take too many deductions. And he really does attack his first release and regrasp. He's got a fast swing built up. That's the Kovac. That was lovely. And the straddle Kachev too, very in control. And what a good dismount. Lovely start. Youngest member of the team, I just remind you. Winner of junior titles like the Winter Cup all around.
Awesome job.
Quite correct, it was an awesome job. Kawakami Shohei starting Japan's next phase. This is the parallel bars where they so often excel. takes his time. I'm not sure that he fully got where he wanted to be. Everything else is looking full of nice geometry. That was an effortless looking Babsar. And the same can be said of his Tippelt. And he does well to hold on to that dismount, a little low, nose near the knees, but the feet very steady. Such a good advantage. They were 1.2 ahead of the Republic of Korea before the last rotation, and now 3 marks. 13.166 for Uemura. Chinese Taipei on floor. Sensing that they're getting closer and closer to the team title. Kawakami Shohei picks up a 14.633 score. Excellent start. Tsunagai Tomoharu, the next gymnast to go. Asiatische Vizemeister von diesem Jahr, the Vice Asian Champion, Tsunagai Tomoharu, Japan. This again just looks very in control. Oh, that's a lovely regrasp from the straddle front. It's silky smooth. Again, the Babsar, it's got an effortless feel to it. Just seems like it's verging on inevitable now. Tsunagai Tomoharu, the gold medalist at the Junior World Championships on this apparatus in Turkey in 2023. And he is also the gymnast who won the horizontal bar Junior World title. And guess where he's going next? We often use the term with the Japanese men's team of the extraordinary strength and depth that they have. here's the proof of it. Such assurance. Gentleman there holding the flag, wearing the shirt of the samurai blue, the Japanese national football team. 14.733. That's actually better than Kawakami Shohei's score. It could be a case of which fantastic Japanese gymnast misses out on the parallel bars final. Maybe more than one of them. They're both at the top of the leaderboard now. Hashimoto Daiki is the next to go. There's a great deal of complexity. That's one of the highest straddle front somersaults we've had. It's really beautiful. The consistency across the board. Even there with a slightly low landing, it looks inconsequential. There'd be other gymnasts who'd be close to dropping down to a knee. Not him. It's fascinating. There is often in a team final, in the closing stages, a sense of increasing drama. There's a sense of increasing calm here. Min Han of the National Central University. Competing on floor for Chinese Taipei. And he has really proven himself on this apparatus lately. He won the gold medal at the World Challenge Cup in Slovenia, beating Anje Hribar, the home favourite, by a matter of 100ths. First ever World Cup gold medal. He is developing a great deal on this apparatus, becoming smoother. And maybe part of that is belief. Oh, wasn't that lovely, the way he stabilised the landing? Much to enjoy, much to be excited about.
The Olympic bronze medalist from Palaos, Japan.
Min Han of Chinese Taipei. .333 for Hashimoto Daiki. At the moment, that is not a counting score, or rather, it is the lowest score for Japan. It would be a counting score if they didn't put anyone else up now. We're with Colt Walker. Horizontal bar rotation for the United States of America. He performs the Coleman, and he's through it with comparative ease. And the Kovac, the version without the twist. Straddle Kachev. This is all nice and secure looking. And the dismount was too. Well done by Colt Walker. One of the 2 American gymnasts performing on all 6 apparatus, along with Kai Uemura.
I was tired.
Choi Min Han picks up a 13.6 score. Oka Shinosuke. And we just now, with Japan seeming so in control of the team title, remind ourselves that there is a race between 3 Japanese gymnasts to actually get the 2 all-around final spots, not to mention various apparatus final spots. And that is starting to come slightly more into the foreground now as we get close to the end of this. They've been wonderful to watch. Oh, dear. Oh, stop it, honestly. It's just incredibly good. Oh, that was as light as a feather, that landing. So supremely in control. I mean, he looks like he's just been out for a stroll with the dog. Looks as though he's done nothing of any consequence. 14.966. Best score on the apparatus. I mean, okay, he is the Olympic champion in all-around competition and the bronze medalist in the parallel bars final. It's a surprise to see that sort of quality. 14.433 from Colt Walker, 10th best score on the horizontal bar. Well, I can tell you that we've had examples of national teams performing very well on certain apparatus. For example, the Armenians being the top 3 on the pommel horse, and you think, gosh, can anyone do better than that? Well, Japan currently are the top 4 on the parallel bars. All 4 of their gymnasts are better than anyone else, and that means that the 3rd and 4th best qualifiers currently, Kawakami Shohei and Hashimoto Daiki, are not going to make it into the final because of the 2 per country rule, which is very good news if you're Jesse Moore, because he's 5th. We understand that the Republic of Korea have made another change to their intended lineup. So Jung-won is going to perform on the horizontal bar instead of Ryu Sang-hyun, so interesting changes made. It worked well when they brought Park Sung-ho in. Warm-up time has been completed and we are going to continue with this penultimate rotation. And then we will go round for the very last time to decide all of the 3 medalists in the men's team competition and also to settle the qualification places. Moon Gon-young of Daegu Health College, a medical training institute in the south of the country, has 5 divisions: health, nursing, medical industry, social work and arts. This is the gymnast who won the silver medal on the horizontal bar at last year's national championships. He's done a lot of very exciting work so far in this competition, and it's continuing on the horizontal bar. 19-year-old, youngest in the team, might see a lot more of him. He is impressive, isn't he? Moon Gon-young. Now we are with the People's Republic of China, who are not part of the team competition. Just to remind you of that, we have He Xiang on the parallel bars. He represents the Nanjing Sport Institute. As I mentioned earlier, the birthplace of modern Chinese sport, Nanjing. That was where the precursor of the Chinese Olympic Committee was founded. Very enjoyable to watch. He gets the body tightly into a tuck position, opens it up nicely. I can't recall having seen a gymnast in this competition do so many tuck skills on the parallel bars. But he does clatter down on the bars in the tip belt and will lose a full mark. Will be considered a fall. Oh, and another at the end. Some lovely moments there, some interesting skill selection, some compelling gymnastics, and some unfortunately compelling cases for execution deductions. But one can't expect a 19-year-old to be a finished product. 13.466. Moon Gon-young is producing some good scores. Dmitry Patanin goes to floor for Kazakhstan. He has been a medalist on floor in World Cup competition. That's excellent. Good manner position. Some very well-controlled tumbling passes on display from Dmitry Patanin. He was first a World Cup medalist on floor some years ago in Mersin. Actually won the title at the World Challenge Cup event. So we've known that he's been able to do this for quite a while. He's competed at a couple of World Championships as well. We are so close now to the very last rotation, to the closing stages. 12.266 per Xiang. Parallel bars score. We still have more going on from the People's Republic of China on the parallel bars, but we have a 13.966 from Dmitry Patanin. He is delighted about that, and indeed he should be delighted about it. 13.966 is the second best that we've seen on floor. Just the performance of Luke Whitehouse stronger. So he'll be getting ready now to contest the floor final on the last day of the games. And if he can repeat that, then he's going to be a major contender. To Kim Jae-ho. An ultimate rotation for the Republic of Korea. He's got his sights set on a place in the all-around final.
Kim Jae-ho, Republic of Korea on horizontal bar.
Gets decent clearance on his straight Kachev. And he really goes for that straddle Kachev. The hips flew away from the bar. It was with risk, and it's important that the catch is made with the arms outstretched and not bent. That's a lovely landing too. Oh, well, if we could have just pressed pause at the moment that he came into contact with the mat, then those deductions would have been eradicated, but life doesn't work that way. Still very good. The weight is on for the score, and the weight is on for the last rotation of the men's team final. This 2-day strong and 2-day long competition. It also doubles as individual qualification. Time to pack the bags and head on to floor exercise for Republic of Korea to finish their final. And after all of this, we'll bring you the medal ceremony. And meanwhile, somewhere is the Canadian team as we get a score of 12.833 for Kim Jae-ho. As I was saying, the Canadian team is anxiously waiting to see if they're going to feature, if they're going to be on the podium. Park Sung-ho. Another of the great gymnasts from the Korea National Sports University. And that was lovely to watch, the full twist in the Yamawaki. But he does have to alter his swing completely, and that's going to cost quite a lot. Gets things back under control. Kachev connected into a ginger. So some nice, unusual work we've seen from him. And he does land pretty securely. Well, that was intriguing from Park Sung-ho. And that is due to be the close of his competition. He's not supposed to perform on floor, but we'll wait and see what we get from the Republic of Korea in the final rotation, because they have made changes, removing Ryu Sung-hyun from the last couple of rotations. The last rotation is upon us any moment now. And we'll bring you the last set of intermediary standings before those become the classified results after 2 days of team competition at these games. A lot still remains up in the air. One thing that does not seem remotely up in the air is the destination of the gold medal, frankly. That seems crystal clear. The Rhein-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games and the artistic gymnastics competition. Or competitions, I should say, because we've got many medal events still to enjoy. This will be the first set of medals to be handed out at the close of this next rotation. And then we go to the women's competition tomorrow. It's usually supposed to be the child who's most excited about appearing on the big screen. I think it's the other way around here. Will get his score imminently. Meanwhile, we'll think about what is coming up next. Chinese Taipei to conclude on the pommel horse. The USA on floor and Japan over on the horizontal bar, where they have the last two Olympic champions, the reigning world champion, who is also one of those last two Olympic champions, and the reigning junior world champion. They may be feeling quietly confident. Yet able to bring you the standings until we've got that scoring for Park Sung-ho. Talking of which, 12.666 for Park Sung-ho. Japan so far out in front, 207.894, all other teams below 200. The Republic of Korea are in second place, the Swiss are in third, but we know that Canada finish above the Swiss. So it is looking very likely that the Canadians are going to be on the podium. And if they are, it's going to be a sensational outcome for them. Republic of Korea, who won the bronze medal last time, are going to go one better based on how things are currently looking. Let us see what unfolds now. But frankly, Japan's lead is so massive that as long as they actually turn up for this horizontal bar rotation, they don't come out and hang their washing on the bar, they're going to win it. And they're going to deserve to win it by an enormous margin. Shohei will get Japan's final rotation underway. Here we go then, as we get close to 9:30 in Messe Essen Hall number 3. This two-day-long men's team final is about to conclude. It would be dishonest of me to suggest that there is a sense of drama as to who might take the gold medal. That will do nicely to start. That Casino will also do. Touch wild, one might say. Looking critically. Oh, the height there. It's a fantastic opening from Japan. The status of the People's Republic of China as the reigning World University Games men's team champions is on borrowed time. We look back at the Casino, performed by Kawakami Shohei. Lin Guanyi of the National Taipei University of Education on the pommel horse for Chinese Taipei. We wish him good luck in his final endeavour in qualification. We'll see him again in rings action. And he's lost the leg form and got a little low close to the apparatus, and off he came. Attacking it with everything he has, even though it's not necessarily the cleanest pommel horse routine that you'll ever witness. There was gusto, there was determination. There has been throughout from Chinese Taipei. They performed well at the games in Chengdu, getting on the podium more than once. Kawakami Shohei, 14.6. Well, it's not a bad beginning, is it? On the horizontal bar, the first performance by a Japanese gymnast is over half a mark better than anything else we've seen from anyone else. Tsunagai Tomoharu, the junior champion of the world. Casino is great. Oh, he just got a little too far away. Now it's at this stage that one would start to talk about the risks of Japan carrying a fall as one of their scoring routines, but there isn't really a risk of that. It would need to become catastrophic in terms of how many falls they were taking. We're a long way away from that. Not the ideal conclusion to his campaign, but he's played a fabulous role in the Japanese team success. And he is the youngest in their squad. At 19, he's proven himself to be a very capable scorer. Came in and did a lovely job on the parallel bars when he wasn't expecting to perform on that apparatus. Lin Guanyi with a 10.633 score. Kai Uemura finishes his all-around qualification quest on the floor. Team gold medalist at the Pacific Rim Championships last year. having some form issues here and there, but he is progressing with determination through this routine. And up into a nicely controlled handstand at this late stage of the competition, showing his fitness, his endurance, and that ability to then hold a very nice scale, a beautiful balance, with literally seconds to go in his evening. He's a great young gymnast, and we will see a lot more of him. That's a serious camera to take some great photographs of some great action at the World University Games. Kai Uemura, 12.866. We carry on with our focus on Japan and Oka Shinosuke, the reigning Olympic horizontal bar champion. Vital not for Japan's team gold medal prospects, but for his own all-around prospects. It's going pretty well. That's glorious. Very impressive from the Olympic champion, Oka Shinosuke. I cannot wait to look at the all-around standings at the close of play, because the internal Japanese competition is immense. Trang Chalung, the next gymnast to tackle the pommel horse. He was the first reserve for the pommel horse final at the Asian Championships earlier on in the year. Goes into that big flare sequence. My word, he's moving well. Very quick flares. Too quick. That was the problem. You've got to commend how hard he went for that, how much attack there was. Just lost the control. And just started to slip. Nonetheless, very exciting gymnastics from him. It's that thing that a lot of gymnastics coaches say: if you make a mistake, make the mistake really going for it, rather than make the mistake being extremely tentative. 14.6, Oka Shinosuke. From one Olympic champion to the one before, Hashimoto Daiki. He's also the reigning champion of the world on the horizontal bar. With skills like that, putting in full twists where others do not. Fabulous Cassina. And a Coleman, it's effortless looking, isn't it? building difficulty through the close control for the pirouettes. And a good landing from Hashimoto Daiki. Japan will have that team title by a mile. And they've looked like it really from probably about the second rotation on that it was becoming clearer and clearer. All they needed to be was in decent contention approaching vault, but they were in more than decent contention approaching vault. They had a lead that they never looked likely to relinquish. But what about the all-around picture? 12.933 is the score of Trung. Tate Costa on floor for the United States of America. He was part of the Olympic trials process for Paris. Isn't that good control? That's very elegant. Nice Y scale too. There's a lot of very good gymnastics happening here. Tate Costa, lovely, absolutely lovely. Enjoyable campaign from the United States of America. It's 13.966. An excellent score. Tate Costa, second best performer in the qualification process for the floor final. We'll see more of him. Now this is going to be the really interesting number. It's 14.933 for Hashimoto Daiki. Japan at the top of the leaderboard, so is he in all-around qualification. Kawakami Shohei is second, Oka Shinosuke is third. And that means that the reigning Olympic all-around champion has not made the World University Games all-around final. I did say at an earlier point in this competition that the way it was developing, there was a danger that one of the last two Olympic champions in all-around gymnastics could miss out on a place in the Rhine-Ruhr 2025 final, and it has happened. And that is assuming no withdrawals or anything of that nature. In terms of the automatic qualification berths, it's Hashimoto Kawakami over Oka. They've been absolutely phenomenal. The Japanese score 252.027. Canada's score 239.593. That's what you call a lead. Now we wait for the rest of them to come. Now the nation that is chasing a place on the podium in second place ahead of this rotation. Kim Jae-ho will begin the Republic of Korea's campaign on floor, their last rotation, and good luck to them. It's a tough beginning. They will be able to discard a score. But it does just increase the intensity. He's got the control back. And he's finished with quality. Kim Jae-ho, as the Republic of Korea seek to hold on to a provisional silver medal. Yu Yang of Hunan Normal University, 25-year-old. He was part of the team that won the silver medal at the national championships from the inland province in the south of China. And he certainly got height, came down rather under the bar, and as a result had to build the swing up to execution cost. That was better in terms of the trajectory. Oh my goodness, he does get height. Nearly hit his head in the rafters. Quite a way away from getting that handstand position, but very close to getting that dismount completely stuck. I think he might win the unofficial award for the highest Kachev that we've seen. Yu Yang. Kim Jae-ho, 12.433. To Moon Gon-young, who has been very impressive at 19. A face for the future, but also the bronze medalist on floor at this year's Asian Championships. They understand that the Republic of Korea have withdrawn Ryu Sung-hyun again from this rotation, so he's played no part in the second half of the competition. It will be Park Sung-ho. So if they do manage to secure a place on the podium, then they'll have done it with these necessary readjustments having been made. And I'm just going to remind you that Canada finished so well on the horizontal bar that it does put some pressure on the Republic of Korea in terms of the scores that they can produce on floor. That's a lovely hold at the end. He's quite a gymnast. No wonder he got on the continental podium this year. While we're looking at this routine again, I'm just going to remind you of those Canadian scores on the horizontal bar. 13.866, 13.633 and 13.533. So very compelling numbers produced by the Canadian team in their final rotation. That was in the first men's team subdivision yesterday.
Canada second in the moment, Switzerland third. Korea is fighting for a medal.
12.966 from Liu Yang. Good amount of difficulty. Dias Toishibek will go to the pommel horse, and he won the gold medal very recently at the World Challenge Cup in Slovenia on the pommel horse. He's an accomplished gymnast on this apparatus. Kazakhstan has got such a fine pommel horse tradition. He's got to find the fight there, which he's done. Brilliant recovery. Oh, eventually caught up with him. Couldn't have battled harder to stay on earlier. And it must be very difficult when you've contributed so much to the team, you then get your head in your own individual medal race, wanting to be in the pommel horse final. It's another very good score from Moon Gong-young, 13.7. He is in 6th place in floor qualification. We go to Park Sung-ho. Again, he's had to come in unexpectedly. Not as though he won't have a well-polished floor routine that he can immediately call upon, though. If they get onto the podium, he will be one of the true heroes of their final. As will the youngest man, Moon Gong-young. That's another example of Park Sung-ho coming in when called upon, delivering for his team. wait for a score that is not going to be the one he was hoping for. Now, we still have some apparatus qualification business to attend to. Zeynal Idrisov, who was the bronze medalist at the Junior World Championships on the pommel horse. Zeynal Idrisov taking to the pommel horse. He needs something in excess of 14.1 to make it into the pommel horse final. He scored 14.2 and 14.4 at the Cairo World Cup earlier this year. He scored 14.3 in Osijek. He scored 14.233 and 14.3 in Antalya. He scored 14.133 and 14.4 in Baku. But more recently, he had scores in the 13s at the World Cups in Slovenia and in Tashkent. I'll leave you arguing amongst yourselves at home. And look at them sitting and watching on, the Canadian team. That brilliant Canadian team. The Swiss, by the way, also could be in contention. .833 for Park Sung-ho. And what that has done is move the Republic of Korea into 4th position. They need a big score here. So Jung-won, last performance. There is a possibility that Canada and Switzerland are going to hold on for silver and bronze, because the gap at the moment between Switzerland and the Republic of Korea is around about a half mark, a little bit more. They'll want to discard that 12.433 from Kim Jae-ho. We have got a truly dramatic conclusion. And a great effort from So Jung-won of the Republic of Korea. Remember, they didn't have Yoo Sung-hyun upon which to call. The gymnast who was 4th on floor at the Olympics in Tokyo and the second reserve for Paris couldn't play a part in the second half of this competition. So the team has had to improvise around it. Does that mean that, in a very unlikely sense, the Swiss are going to get onto the podium? Canada, no, they've done it. They know they're there. It's Japan who've won the gold. Canada, Switzerland, Republic of Korea. One nation misses out. It won't be the Canadians. They are secure of gold. That is easy. That's been determined a long time ago. But One number needs to come in for the Republic of Korea, and it needs to be stronger than a counting score of 12.433. So Jung-won is the last gymnast to have given it all that he has. I don't think they can believe they're in this position. They've just realised that everyone in the arena can see them. And there they are, the Swiss team. My word, this is incredible drama. Japan, Canada, Switzerland. The Republic of Korea need an improvement on the 12.433 that's currently a counting score. It's Switzerland who've got it! And they have won it by the narrowest of margins. You wouldn't believe this. Canada taking the silver medal. Japan have the gold. They did get an improvement, the Republic of Korea, but it wasn't quite the improvement that they needed. It was a great effort from Seo Jung-won. Switzerland, 239.162. Republic of Korea, 239.093. In a 239-point contest, less than 1/10 of a mark separating third and fourth place. Canada, by the way, the pace setters throughout. It turned out only one nation could go faster than them. And Switzerland, the nation we barely talked about in this final subdivision because it seemed so sure that the Republic of Korea were going to hold on and take a medal. And they doubtless were affected by Ryu Sang-hyun not being able to participate. .933. He did incredibly. He gave them a half-mark improvement, and they needed a little more than a half-mark improvement. Absolutely incredible conclusion. It is over. After 2 days of competition, the classified results in the men's team final. The bronze medal won by Switzerland. Silver to Canada, who competed in the first subdivision. And the gold medal won handsomely and comfortably by Japan. They have their hands back on the title of World University Games men's team champions. Spare a thought, a big thought for the Republic of Korea. Dealing with restructuring to their lineup, they managed to hold everything together to within 1/10 of a mark of getting a place on the podium. It was a superb effort from them. I said of Switzerland at the start of their campaign that they're a strange team because you often don't notice that they're there, and yet they're always contenders. And when you add all the scores up, it often comes to something higher than you expected it to. Well, they've proven that once and for all here with an unlikely seizing of the bronze medal. It's brilliant from the Swiss. But they were world class and then some. They were in their own special class today. You can imagine there are some phone calls going on right now along the lines of, you're not going to believe this, but we've just won bronze. They look like they can't believe it. And as for the Canadian team, they have been waiting for over 24 hours to see if they could hold on. Well, we're going to have a look back at the best moments and how the race was run and how the medals were won, and remind you of bronze, silver and World University Games gold.
Martin, mach mir richtig fehlen. Frag ihn das jetzt.
Alles noch. So fein dran.
Nein, die Formel abfahren.
Drei Prämie halt auch, weißt du was? Das ist sogar von der Kleine.
Also, ciao ihr.
Okay, Jungs. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Bitte.
Stimmt.
Die müssen nicht so.
Apologies for the delay. We're due to have the medal ceremony in just a moment or two. It should be with you very shortly. Certainly the Swiss, Canadian and Japanese fans more than happy to wait to see the medals awarded. It's now time for the medal ceremony for the men's team competition in artistic gymnastics at the Rhein-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the men's artistic gymnastics team final.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, die Sieger und Gewinner Teamfinale der Männer.
Please welcome the medalists.
2 days of incredible, intense competition. One conclusion that was expected, the destination of gold. But the other two nations, amazing.
The gifts will be presented by...
Die Präsente werden überreicht von Andrea Milz, State Secretary for Sports and Volunteering, NRW, Staatssekretärin für Sport und Ehrenamt in NRW.
Third place and bronze medalist representing Switzerland.
Dritter Platz und Gewinner der Bronzemedaille, die Schweiz. Dominik Thompson. Jan Raubal. Luca Boravito. Mattia Piparetti. Tim Randecker.
Second place and silver medalist representing Canada.
Zweiter Platz und Gewinner der Silbermedaille, Kanada! Houston, represent. Yannis Gronopoulos. William Emma. Matteo Badena.
First place, gold medalist and Rhine-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games champions, representing Japan.
Erster Platz, Gewinner der Goldmedaille und der Rhine-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games, Japan! Japan! Hashimoto Daiki. Kunogai Tomaru. Oka Shinosuke. Kawagami Shohei. Hasegawa Tsuyoshi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the FISU anthem.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, die FISU-Hymne.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Rhine-Ruhr 2025 medalists.
And there they are, the medalists in the men's team competition of the Rhine-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games. Bronze to Switzerland, silver to Canada and gold to Japan.
Ja, das war's für heute. Ein kurzer Tag geht zu Ende. Der nächste kurze Tag wartet morgen auf uns gerichtet.
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Also ich habe es heute genossen, hier den Wettkampf zuzuschauen. Bei so einem tollen Ergebnis ist es tatsächlich manchmal sehr kurzweilig.
Such marvellous entertainment and such a pleasure having your company and their company for
Danke dir,
all
Jens.
of the action.
Und wir sehen uns morgen wieder zu den Frauenwettkämpfen.
And this just the first medal event of artistic gymnastics at these games. The women's team final takes place tomorrow and it begins around 1 o'clock local time. We hope you'll be able to join us for all of the coverage, but for now we'll leave you with scenes of celebration as Japan are golden and glorious once again.
Die Qualifikation in den Teamwettbewerb der Frauen.
Dear spectators, please leave the arena soon. So we have to prepare everything for tomorrow's competition day. Thank you and bye-bye.